Okay, hello everyone, welcome to the OneClass channel. My name is Andrew, and we're currently doing math and stats at University of Toronto. And today we'll be going over some commonly asked mathematics questions at both the high school and college levels. And if you need some homework help or tutoring, please check out the link in the description below. So now let's start our session. All right. So let's zoom in a bit. Okay. So the first question is asking us, what do you call a grain that is used to locate points and plane using an ordered pair of numbers? All right. So the answer would be what we call the coordinate grain. Coordinate grain. All right. So let's define what coordinate grain is. So coordinate grains, or sometimes known as a Cartesian plane. So let's write down the keyword. Cartesian plane, or it also has another name, is rectangular coordinate system. It is composed by two lines that are perpendicular to each other, known as its axis. Okay, so let's write that down. It is composed of two lines that are perpendicular to each other. All right, so the vertical line is what we call the y-axis, and similarly the horizontal line is what we call the x-axis. Right. So each of the axes is labeled with numbers, which are sets of real numbers from negative to positive. Labeled with numbers from negative to positive. Right. And the intersection of these two lines is at the origin with a coordinate at 0, 0. So intersection at origin 0, 0. Okay, so understanding this, we will move on to our second part. So use Cartesian coordinates, or known as the order pairs. We mark a point on a graph by how far along and how far up it is. All right. So let's draw a Cartesian coordinate. So something like this. Right. So first, let's draw the axis and the y-axis. So that's x and y. Okay. So now we can label the horizontal line and vertical line, which is our axis and the y-axis. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, -1, -2, -3, -5, -4, and -5. And this point, our origin is 0, 0. And so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to the top, and -1, -2, -3, -4, -5 to the bottom. All right. So let's just make it a little bit smaller. All right. So a point on a graph, mark point on a graph by how far along and how far up it is. Right. And an ordered pair is denoted by the symbol xy. Okay. Okay, so let's use an example. Firstly, the ordered pair 4, 2. So if we got a coordinate 4, 2, this tells us that first thing, 4 is the number of units away from y-axis, and 2 is the number of units away from x-axis. Yep. So let's find out the point on our graph. So it should be right here. So that's 4, 2. And as you can observe in our graph, that there are 4 units away from y-axis, because that's 1, 2, 3, 4. And then it's 2 units away from x-axis, which is 1, 2. So yeah, that's where our 4, 2 is. Okay. Yeah. So I think that's all we have for this question. So let's leave a comment there. Okay, so coming up, we have our next question. It's asking us what is linear relationship. Right. So linear relationships can give us a way to relate things together. So let's write down the keyword. So relate things together. And then, for example, the number of calories you consume for every cookie that you eat, or the number of steps you take to travel on a certain distance. So these are linear relationships because their value depends on each other proportionally. And a change in the first variable will always have a constant effect on the second variable. Okay. So let's say this line is representing the number of cookies, and this is representing the calories. Yeah. So the more, let's say every cookie has 200 calories. So when we have one cookie, there's going to be 200 calories. And if we eat two cookies, that's going to be 400 calories. Oops. Move this up a little. So 400. Right. So it will goes to infinity as the calories depends on the number of cookies we eat. And these two are relatable to each other proportionally. And yeah, so that's our first part. The second part. When it comes to identify the linear relationship, we can identify that based on the form of its equation. And linear relationships can have 1 to 2 variables that have a degree of 1. So let's write that down. Linear relationships can have 1 to 2 variables that have a degree of 1. And this means that those variables have exponent raised to 1. And so there should be no variables in the denominator. Okay, so here are some examples of what a linear equation looks like. Examples. Okay, so examples could be y is equal to x plus 8, x plus y is equal to 1, is like 1 over 2y is equal to 22x plus 8, and x is equal to 1, which is just a vertical line, and let's say y is equal to 0, which is a horizontal line. Yep. So these are all the linear relationships equations that we may have come across in the future. Okay, so let's leave a comment. So solution is correct. Well done. So next question is asking us how many 4 ounces are in a gallon. All right. So whenever we come across a question asking us to convert something 1 unit to another unit, we always need to think about our conversion factor. So conversion factor. All right. So we know that 1 cup is equal to 8 ounce, 1 pint is equal to 2 cups, and 1 quart is equal to 2 pints. 1 gallon is equal to 4 quarts. Right. So by knowing this, we can do our calculation. So 1 gallon times the conversion factor, which is 4 rounds over 1 gallon, which is from right here. And then we need to times our second conversion factor, which is 2 pints over 1 quart. So this part is from right here. And times the third conversion factor we got, which is 2 cups over 1 pint. 2 cups over 1 pint. And then finally times our very last conversion factor, which is 8 ounce over 1 cup, which is from there. Okay, so now we see that 1 gallon and 1 gallon can be cancelled out because one's as a numerator and one's as a denominator, and the quarts cancelled out, pints cancel out, cups cancel out, which only leave us ounce and our final answer. Therefore, let's do the calculation. This is gonna be 1, 2, 2, 4, 8, 8 is the 72, which should be 128 ounce. So let's write our conclusion. Therefore, there are 128 ounces in a gallon. Right. Oh, and also, you don't have to do this way. You can also do it step by step. So, for example, first you can do 1 gallon times 49 quarts over 1 gallon, which gives you 49, and then you convert 49 quarts into something pints, so times 2 pints 1 quart, which gives you 96, and then you keep doing this. Yeah, so either way works. Okay, so let's leave a comment there. I think there was a typo. Oh, just 4, no 49. Yep. Okay, so let's leave a comment. Solution is correct. Well done. Okay, so next question It's asking us, how do you find the value of sine 60? Right. So first, let's construct a right triangle with degree of 60. So that's 60, that's 90, and 30. And it seems a special triangle, so it follows the ratio of this special triangle, which is 2x, x, and root 3x. Yep. And things we need to find out the value for sine 60. We call sine 60 is equal to opposite over hypotenuse. Therefore, respect to 60, the opposite should be root 3x, and the hypotenuse is 2x, and the x as a numerator can be cancelled out with the x as a denominator. So we have root 3 over 2 left as our answer. Yeah. And let's write a conclusion. Therefore, sine 60 is equal to root 3 over 2. I mean, there are many ways of solving the value for sine 60 degrees, and if you get the unit circle, you can also use that way to approach. We're still going to give you the same answer. And let's see the way that the junior tutor did here. Okay. So I'll just go over this with you guys. So he said to find out the value of sine 60, we use an equilateral triangle, which means that all angles are equal to 60 and all sides are equal. It doesn't necessarily to be 1. As long as it's equal, it's fine. It could be all equal to 100 or equal to 1,000. As long as we maintain the ratio is 1 and 1 and 1. Yep. And then we cut the triangle half into the middle, and we will have two right triangle, which is exactly what I did here. All right, so by dividing the equilateral triangle into 2, we got a 30, 60, 90 right triangle whose hypotenuse is 1 and whose base is 0.5. Again, it is represents the ratio, but not the actual value. So you can consider that as hypotenuse is 1x and the base is 0.5x. And so using the hypotenuse and base, we get the height of the triangle by applying the Pythagorean theorem, which is a squared plus b squared is equal to c squared. And then we will, after substituting the number in, we will get our b is equal to root 3 over 2. So the height of the triangle is root 3 over 2. So the height is right here, should be root 3 over 2. Okay, and where we are. Okay, so now using the trig identity for sine, which is opposite over hypotenuse, we can get the value of sine 60 as the opposite side to the angle 60 is the height of the triangle, which is equal to root 3 over 2, and the hypotenuse is 1. Yeah, so substituting the number in, we will have root 3 over 2 over 1, which is give us root 3 over 2. Yeah. So the exact value for sine 60 is root 3 over 2. Okay. Yeah, so this is sort of like another way of approach to this question. And yeah, either way works. Okay, so now let's leave a comment there. So, yeah, so I think those are all the questions for today. And if you enjoyed today's Q&A and would like to be notified of when we do this next, please hit the subscribe button and notification bell below. And if you would like to submit your own questions, please visit the link in the description. Remember to leave a like and a comment and share this video with your friends. And this has been Andrew from OneClass.